And if you are not comfortable with that, please feel free to turn off your camera. And I have a few slides just to introduce the club. Can you guys see my screen okay? All right, I'm gonna go into presenter mode. Okay, so Women Lead Toastmasters, LEAD stands for Leadership, Empowerment, Advancement, and Diversity. And at our club, you can learn a lot from womenleadtm.com, which is our webpage. And the top 3 pillars to improve, empower, and learn. From the improve perspective, we have our bi-weekly theme-based meetings to practice prepare speeches, impromptu, and evaluation. And we meet every other Wednesdays, 6:45 to 8:15, which is an hour and a half. And the second one is empowered. We have a lot of blog posts and quarterly book selection focused on empowerment. And empowerment could be in any form, like women empowerment or empower low-income families, and any forms of empowerment that you can think of. We include a lot of things in this section. And also, last but not least, is to learn through our pop-up and featured workshops to hone in on specific skill sets. So for example, today, we actually have a workshop on vocal variety. And on Friday, we have various other supplemental workshops as well. So for our purpose, we want to provide a safe place to practice public speaking and build future leaders, empower others, find our voice, and share ideas across cultures. And our mission is to empower people like you. Here are our fearless leadership team that you can reach out to any of us. You can find our emails on the webpage and our founding team member as well. And we're on all social channels, Slack, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. For the paying members from Women Lead, they also get access to exclusively WhatsApp communication for even more intimate discussion if needed. We have our meetings actually posted on the webpage. So if you just go to this link, meeting/month, you will be able to see all of the meetings, and we meet every other week. And every other month, we actually have a virtual happy hour where we play a lot of virtual games. And you can see we always have one feature workshop a month. And the ones that's happening on Fridays during lunchtime are more supplemental and based on members' requests specifically. They have topics related to public speaking or Toastmasters or just how to have a conversation. We usually put a workshop together for the members. And without further ado, I would like to introduce Abhijit, our Toastmaster of the evening, to introduce our distinguished guest. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President. Evelyn Lee has been a Toastmaster for 14 years. She's an advanced communicator gold and has placed at the District 57 Humorous Speech and Evaluation Contest and won several of the Tall Tale contests. She has given many workshops. This is the 5th time I'm hosting her. A lot of her success comes from how she uses her voice to toss words into the audience's delighted ears. Let me introduce our speaker, Evelyn Lee. Evelyn, it's all you.
Thank you, Abhijit. Let me share my screen now. All right, so good evening all. Thank you for joining this session.
Evelyn, you muted yourself accidentally.
Thank you. Half hour later, blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
No, and your slides has gone away as well. So if you want
yeah, that's fine. I'll bring them back. Thank you.
Okay, great.
All right, I am struggling here to bring up my notes. Let's try, there we go. And you are only seeing my slides, is that correct?
Correct.
Thank you, perfect. All right, let's try this again. Thank you all. Looking forward to sharing with you the magic of spellbinding speaking. 3 easy to use vocal variety techniques will be revealed, and they include pauses, pacing, and pitch. A handout will also magically appear. I believe that Abhijit has command of that. It's maybe in the chat window. If you have a question, please post it in the chat window and Abhijit will be monitoring that window for me. Thank you. And now, abracadabra, let's begin. I'm going to start by reading you something twice. Listen for which reading has more impact for you. A thunderstorm includes three things: lightning and thunder, gusty winds that bring heavy rain, and sometimes tornadoes. A thunderstorm includes three things: lightning and thunder, gusty winds that bring heavy rain, and sometimes tornadoes. The words were exactly the same for both readings, but did the second one sound a little more interesting? Maybe it even helped you better imagine the threat of a thunderstorm? All I did was add simple vocal variations. I included pauses between each item in the list. I played around with my pacing, meaning the speed of what I'm speaking about, and I lowered my pitch when I wanted to add drama. It seems a little strange that we can play with a listener's attention and imagination by how we say our words. Why is that? Let's find out by waving the magic wand and taking us way back in time. When our ancient ancestors were out and about, strolling through the long grass, enjoying the sound of the birds chirping in the trees, what if the chirping suddenly stopped? Hunters and the hunted know this stopping of sound is a warning sign. Our ancestors had to notice the change in sound or they would not have survived. So as a speaker, being aware of that human need to notice audible changes, it's fun to play with it when we speak. And one of the easiest ways to direct an audience's attention is with a pause. The most obvious place to include a pause is after you ask a question. For example, the first time you had to give a speech, did you feel nervous? If you were like me, I was shaking in my shoes. The pause I included after the question gave you, the audience, a moment to think about the question, come up with your own answer. And then I continued with what I wanted to say. You may be wondering, how long is a pause? Generally 2 or 3 seconds. That's 1 1,000, 2 1,000, or if you prefer, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Pausing before you begin an important point will indicate to the audience, pay attention. Here's an example. Think about the foods you eat. They impact your energy levels, your health, and maintain and power your brain. And your brain is the most important organ in your body. Also, if you include a pause after each point in a bulleted list, that helps give the audience time to think about what you just said. And it also helps break up the information so it doesn't all run together. Here's an example. 3 ways you can connect with an audience are: smile and have fun, tell a story, and lean in towards your audience. This kind of pausing after bulleted items in your list are especially important when you're giving informational type speeches or perhaps a work presentation. The information generally tends to be drier. It's not a story. So we need a way to prompt the audience to keep listening and think about what you just said. Here's another example for a pause. Try to eat fish at least once a week to protect against cognitive decline. For those of you who can't stomach the idea of eating fish, you can also get omega-3 from extra virgin olive oil. I'm giving you all these food-related things because I did several speeches on food. Anyway, including a pause before a pun or a punchline signals to the audience, pay attention, and pausing after you've shared the pun allows for the laughs, or in this case, the groans. All right, so let's do a little exercise. You'll see on the screen two options. Pick the option you prefer and complete the sentence in your mind or write it down. And the pause in the parentheses is just instruction. You wouldn't actually read that. I'll give you 30 seconds now to complete one of those sentences. Okay, so let's hear what happens when some of you include a pause. And Abhijit, if you can help me, since I can't see the chat window anymore, go ahead and put in the chat that you would like to volunteer. Right, we have a small enough group, we could just have someone speak up.
Karen, you want to go first?
Me?
Yeah, go ahead, Shannon.
Sure. To be happy, I need time outside alone.
Nice, perfect. That pause got us to stop and, oh, she's gonna say something important. Very perfectly done, good. Anybody else want to try one?
Sarika?
To be happy, I need to take a wide ride down the meandering pathways.
Nice. Now, in that case, did you notice she put the pause where she's going to take her bike ride? That's perfectly good. Again, it's making us stop and listen. Okay, she's on a bike. I've got that in my head. She paused so I could picture it. Then she tells us where she's going with the bike ride. Very nicely done.
Helen?
I slowly opened the lid of the wooden box. Inside was the picture I had been looking for weeks.
Nice. This is especially good to have a pause for this type of, it's almost like a little story, because it gets the audience to say, oh, what's in there? What's in the box? So you're building anticipation. Nicely done. How about one more?
Renee?
Okay. To be happy, I need to dance, even if it's with a mask on.
I like that because it almost becomes the pause before the little bit of a twist, a little bit of humor. I liked it. Good. All right, you guys get it. It's a simple technique, but it's a great way to grab the audience's attention. All right, so let me pick up the pace. And by pace, I mean the speed at which I speak. I love to play with pacing. It's one of my favorite vocal techniques. Playing with the rate at which you speak is definite magic. Basically, when something is good, you want to slow down to savor it, right? So slowing down when you want to emphasize an important point in your speech is very effective. Here's a simple example from another food-related speech I gave. When shopping for chocolate chips, look on the back of the package for the ingredients list. If you want that deep chocolate flavor, make sure that cocoa butter is listed before milk fat. So by stretching that out and slowing down, people know that's the most important point from all the words I was sharing. The fun of adjusting your vocal rate is that you can play with the audience's imagination. Here's an example from a story. On the corner of a busy street, my granny was waiting for the light to turn green. She wanted to mail a letter at the post office across the street. Cars and buses were zooming past. Finally, the light turned green and Granny stepped off the curb. What did you think might happen next? Poor Granny never made it to the post office. We'll never know because I didn't finish that story. But just by slowing the words down at that point, it adds drama. People will begin to imagine something in their heads. Here's another example. Tonight I plan to make spaghetti for dinner, and I was thinking I might add some red bell peppers. Now, did I mean anything by that? No, but by slowing down my words, you may have thought there was a double meaning. Are red bell peppers an aphrodisiac or something? You can create mystery or a joke by slowing down your words because it will imply something in the audience's mind. If you really want to emphasize something or let people know you feel something strongly, stretch out your words. Here's an example that happened fairly recently. I was talking with my girlfriends and asked them if they'd heard anything about the new body scrub product that was being advertised. And one of my friends said, "Oh my gosh, it leaves your skin so smooth. I just love it." And I was thinking, wow, that sounds really good. Later that week, I told my husband I'd bought the new body scrub because it's supposed to be really good for smoothing skin. And he responded, "Yeah, how's that working out for you?" Which makes me wonder, why did I share that kind of, it's just not a conversation that husbands are into. Why is that? Well, dragging out words is usually what we women tend to do. It's because I think we're taught to share our emotions, and stretching out words is a clear clue that we're feeling something. Men, on the other hand, tend to talk in more clipped words, maybe because they are taught to actually hide their emotions. But if a guy watches his favorite sports team fumble the ball, then you're going to hear him stretch out his words. "Oh, come on! What were you thinking?" Guys are definitely passionate about their sports. All right, but the opposite of speaking slow is to speak fast. However, if we talk fast through a whole speech, that's not good. We just sound nervous. However, if we briefly speed up, it can add excitement. Here's an example where I use both fast and slow from a speech that I gave about my dog. My poor puppy was so sick. When I took her to the veterinarian, the doctor made me leave her overnight so we could figure out what was wrong. And as I watched the technician whisk away my puppy, I could feel the tears starting. But the vet reassured me he would call the next day. 24 hours later, I still hadn't heard from him. To release some of my anxiety, I started cleaning everything in the house, the dishes, the floors, the walls. I was even starting to clean out my shoes when the phone rang. When you're telling a story and you want to enhance the drama, the dramatic point in that story, speed up your rate of speaking just before that point. And then when you slow for the dramatic part, that contrast is very effective to hold the audience's attention. Of course, not all speeches are stories, but every speech should have an important point, which means you plan to slow down as you say it, right? Cast your spell over the audience by using that contrast, fast and then slow. Here's an example from a regular speech, not a story. The moment we open our mouths to speak, we are judged. As we speak, assumptions are being made about who we are, about our intelligence, desires, determination, confidence, and influence. All are inferred from how we use our voices. Okay, so now let's play with pace. Seems like the last I looked, there were about 18 people. Do we have more than that now, Abhijit, in the room? So
We have 21 people.
More people will get to practice if we break up into groups. So how about 5 groups of 4?
Perfect. I can do that.
But before we go, get out your phones. Sorry, and take a picture of this screen so you'll know what to do. And what we're practicing is the pace, playing around with pace. So I've given you scenarios where you can start slowly and then speed up, or maybe you start fast and then slow down. And I guess we'll give them 5 minutes.
I've opened all the rooms.
Hi, Helen.
Let's see who else is joining us.
Maybe it would just be 2 of us, which would be okay as well.
I think you went down the list close to him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. Hey, Chimak, how are you?
Hi.
Hi. Okay, let's play with pace. Hi, Damo, how are you? Is it Damo or Damo or?
Yeah, it is Damo.
Damo, okay, great. Welcome, welcome. Okay, let's see. I took a screenshot here. The breakout leader is the person whose last name is alphabetically last. That must be me. Why? There's no I'm the breakout leader. Okay. Have first one, 30 seconds. Have someone describe scratching off a lottery ticket and winning $1 million. Okay, Helen, that will be you.
And we're supposed to
I think
do some slow, some fast. Is that the idea?
yeah, play with pace. Maybe like build up excitement and tell us that you're super excited about winning the $1 million, and what is that like in 30 seconds?
It seemed like an ordinary day. I went to the CVS to pick up some stuff, and I thought I should buy a lottery ticket. I'm feeling kind of lucky today. So I got the ticket, went out to the car, and couldn't find anything to make it scratch. I don't have any change in the car anymore. I finally found a dime, started scratching away, started scratching more. There's another one, a winner. I won $10. $10.
Helen, it's $1 million. You're supposed to be more excited than that. Okay, all right. Okay, Helen, pass. Okay, the next one. Let's go to the next person. Have someone describe how they thought they had $1 million winning lottery ticket, but they check again and they lost. Okay, Chimak, your turn.
Okay. I was feeling really happy that day. I got the shoes that I wanted, the clothes that I wanted. I went out and it was all sunny day, all sunny the entire day. I was running, and then I decided to stop by the grocery store to buy the food, groceries, and all the stuff that I need to make my dinner. Then I walked past the counter and I saw the sign, for the lottery ticket being $1 million for next winner. I thought, oh, maybe I'll actually get lucky today. So I went and bought a ticket. As soon as I get to my car with the ticket, I find a coin and anticipating, should I scratch it now or should I just wait later? Then I thought, I'll just scratch it now. I probably won't win, but maybe I will. And I start scratching the first number, the second number, and I still got the right numbers. The third number, I got it. And then finally I got to the last number. Oh my God, I lost.
Oh no. Okay, great. Awesome. Damo, would you like to go with the first one? Have someone describe scratching off a lottery ticket and winning $1 million.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay.
It was a boring day, and I was just keeping myself calm and didn't know what to do. Then, well, I thought like get this damn car washed today. So I drove to the local Chevron, and I was just cleaning up my dashboard, to make before I give out the car to the person. Suddenly I found this unscratched card that was left for a long time. So, well, I thought, why don't I try this today? So while waiting for the car being washed, so I just took out this card and went into the store. I just gave to the store person, can you please help me to scratch this card and see how this goes? And you know what? In a moment of flash, so I won a $1 million. I didn't even expect this. I was just thinking this is not the right day for me. Wow.
Nice, very nice. Okay, we have 1 minute left. I will go quick, and then we're gonna go to question 3. I'm gonna describe winning $1 million. Okay, people, ready? I have a card. I have a card in my hand. Ready? Okay, I have a coin, a magic coin. Ready? Okay. 3, 5, 7. 3, 5, 7. It's up there. It's up there. 8, 3, 5, 3, 5, 7, 8. Oh my God! I got $1 million, guys. Oh my God! I got $1 million. That is so much candies. Yes, thank God. Okay, that is mine. Clearly very excited. Okay, let's see. What did you all enjoy about the pauses and pacing for each story? Could someone have been done differently? Feel free to chime in. Click, click.
I think setting it up as kind of an ordinary day, most of us did, and then changing up the pace as you get more excited about what's actually happening. So
Yeah.
It was good. Yeah,
Absolutely. I think that drastic contrast of a boring day to like winning a lottery ticket could be pretty interesting.
right. Yeah.
Any other ones? Any other feedback?
I guess the unexpected makes it more better. Yeah. What are you guys saying?
Yeah. The contrast of it's just an ordinary day and then, whoa, something happened.
Great. Awesome. Okay, I guess we'll go back into the main room and we'll see what Evelyn has to say about this exercise.
Great.
See you in a bit.
Yeah. Perfect. Everyone is here, Evelyn.
Great. All right, so let's go over the exercise a little bit. I'm curious to know if anyone wants to speak up. What did you enjoy about the pauses and the pacing for each story? So for the person who maybe was slowly scratching off their lottery ticket to find out they won $1 million, how did that work out?
Well, I can go because I did that one. It worked out well. I had the countdown, but I think I could have done a better job slowing down just before, the excitement of, winning, right?
Yes.
So, and the ladies gave me good feedback there. So I think it was, I did good with that. Again, it's just remembering to have that dramatic change in pace just before that, whatever you want to emphasize. Which is
Right. Very good point to make, which is usually when we're sharing a story, the speaker's brain tends to jump ahead to the fun part. So you might end up going too fast through the whole thing. So it's just that practice, and you got it. You understood where you wanted to make that change. Really good. All right. Did someone do the lottery ticket where they thought they had a winner and then they lost?
BJ, go ahead.
Yes, that was fun. The excitement was fun. One of the things, though, as I found out that I lost or scratching the last number, I could have done it a little differently. I could have paused just a little bit more and been a little more, oh no, but something like that. And I got some good feedback from the ladies. So
excellent.
That was fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. Love to hear it. And I really appreciate that within each of the breakout rooms that folks were providing feedback, because that really helps not only for the person who shared the story, but each of the listeners probably picked up a thing or two for when they will share such a cool story. Good. Excellent. Okay, let's move on. Oh, we did that. All right. So the final magical way you can use your voice is playing with the pitch. That's the rise and fall of your voice while you're speaking. Whether you're speaking high or a normal pitch or low, listeners will judge who you are and your attitude based on your pitch. Here's an example. If I give a speech using a friendly tone, that's good. But imagine if the entire speech sounded like this. Little change in pitch sounds like I'm reading. 5 to 7 minutes like this, and it will be impossible to hold your attention. My voice will become like a buzzing sound, and looking at your phone will be much more interesting. So while a friendly voice is good, got to have variety in pitch. Simple time to use a change in pitch, and that would be a dropping pitch, which usually indicates seriousness. Eating too many donuts is not good for you. That drop in pitch indicates I'm serious about this. If I instead had said, eating too many donuts is not good for you, doesn't seem very serious. It seems like I'm kidding around. So the message is not taken seriously. If our voices rise at the end of a sentence, of course, that usually indicates a question. Do you like chocolate sauce on your vanilla ice cream? Why, yes, I do. And please, lots of nuts too. See, another food example. All right, today, many young people use a rising pitch as they make statements. This is called upspeak. For example, some people make statements that sound like questions, even though they're not asking a question. If I make a statement sound like a question, then it sounds nicer, like I'm not insisting, right? No. Upspeak makes me sound like I am not confident about what I'm saying, which can then undermine my message. It's really important you don't use upspeak if you're trying to convince people of something. To be fair, every generation of young people uses some vocal effect to temper their statements. This is me back in high school. And in my day, we put like in front of everything. Like when I speak, like it's important that I make my voice like sound confident. No, don't do that. I've noticed the current vocal trend with young people has moved from upspeak to vocal fry. Vocal fry is that froggy or creaky door sound. That croaky sound occurs when there is not enough breath being pushed through the vocal cords. And when do we not have enough breath? Usually when we're nervous while speaking. So most listeners will associate that sound with a lack of confidence. The problem is that for some people, that vocal fry sound has become a habit. This is a quote by the comedian Faith Sally. America's young women are running out of oxygen. What else could explain why so many of them sound like this? At work or in Toastmasters, if you notice a speaker goes into vocal fry, remind them that their points are important. They just need to add a bit more volume, and that will get air rushing through the vocal cords and create a smoother tone. When we speak for different characters in our story, so let's say you're telling a story about yourself and your kids, we need to help the audience know who is who. Some speakers find it very easy to play with pitches and create different voices, like this or like this. If you can do voices, awesome. The rest of us struggle because we don't want to sound stupid. But we all need to do something different with our voices to indicate different characters. So how do we resolve that issue? If I was telling a story about a mom and her little kid, but I didn't feel comfortable talking like a little kid, what if I tried changing my pacing? Think about a young person. Are they slower or faster than an old person? Faster, right? So what if I use my own voice, but spoke fast for the kid, and when I speak for the mom, I use a slower pace? For example, Mommy, can I have a bite of your sandwich? All right, take a bite. Remember, by playing with voices, it will help make your story much more lively. But if it feels weird to change your voice, then rely on word pacing to differentiate between your characters. Okay, we've got one more exercise, our last one. So you're going to go back out into breakout groups, and I'd like everyone in the group to have, unless they're not able to do it, but everyone to try one of the little exercises. And you're going to have 2 people each time. So it's not one person trying to be an old person and a young person. It's 2 different people in your breakout room. And let's say, for example, you pick A. One of the persons will speak as an old person, meaning probably slower, deeper. And the second person will speak as a young person, a little higher, a little faster. And you're going to have just a general conversation. It doesn't have to be a whole speech or anything. It's just practicing and playing with different voices. If you want to go ahead and be silly and use an actual different kind of voice, go for it. This is an opportunity to just practice and play. If you feel weird about that, then remember to play with your pacing. Any questions about the exercises before Abhijit sends you into the rooms? All right, so.
Wonderful, we're back again. Have 1-minute conversation about what you're going to do this weekend. If you have time, repeat the exercise with another 2 people and different characters. Okay. Helen, how about we be bored and excited? Which one would you like to be?
I'll be really boring.
Okay. So we're going to talk about this weekend. I'm going to be exciting. Okay. Helen, Friday is coming. What are you doing this weekend?
Well, I really need to get back out into the garden and pull more of the weeds.
That sounds exciting. There's so many colors in the garden, isn't it? Do you have like fruits? Like, do you eat fruits all the time when you like pick out the gardens and the weeds? And it must be so fun in garden time.
It takes a lot of time and energy in the garden on the weekends to keep it looking nice.
Oh, it's a good
I
one.
keep it there as long as I can. And then it gets too hot. I have to come in the house.
Well, I'm sure you have a lot of really good icy water where, you know, stepping in from the heat, you'll be able to feel relaxed. And that sounds like an amazing weekend. I should go get myself a garden and do just exactly that. All right, I am very excited. Great. Okay, Chimak and Damo, your guys' turn. Talk about weekend. A, B, C, D, which one do you guys want to be?
Oh,
I will go for bold one.
Oh, there's also like giant and small or intense athlete, a lazy couch potato, or very young or old. Do you guys want to try a different one, or you guys want to stick to boring versus excited?
doesn't matter to me. Then why don't you pick the one and then I'll pick which one I want to be. Sounds better.
Okay, I would say like I mean, are you interested in picking the same topic? Is that fine? The old.
Yeah, it's the same topic. So like
yeah,
if you
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go with the bold one, so I can yeah.
You go with the board and I'll go with excited.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
Because
do it.
it's not in my DNA to be to be so like more expressive.
It's time to practice something different then.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go then. Dama, what are you doing this weekend? Anything interesting? Anything exciting? Anything fun?
It's just going to be one day this weekend because I got an extra work on Saturday, so I would love to just figure out something to be done on Sunday.
Oh wow! You have to work on one day only. Your company must value your work a lot. I mean, to actually tell you to come in for one more day to work.
Yeah, I got a customer case that's getting extended until Saturday, so that's where you know I'm doing that extra work.
My gosh, that customer case sounds very important. The company really values you to actually ask you to work one more day for actually how a tough customer must be. You got to hand it a very tough case, a challenging one.
Yeah, yes, you are. It's a very long-running, troubleshooting, and we definitely have to get this their network up by this weekend because they are going production on Monday.
Wow, that must be exciting. You have the skills and the knowledge to do this. If you're actually been called to actually do this for your company.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we're just like some 3 people being prioritized to work on this. Yeah, definitely. We feel grateful as well to work on this case.
I think that's it. I got.
Awesome. Great job. One definitely sounded very bored. The other one's very excited. That's great.
I think your excitement was getting Chimak excited about his job.
Yes, I love it.
That's fun.
Do you want to do another one, or what do you guys want to do? It says if you have time, repeat the exercise with another 2 people and different characters.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. Chimak, how about we go? Let's
Okay.
be intense athlete versus lazy couch potato. Which one would you like to be?
I like to be lazy couch potato.
Intense athlete. All right, great. That is wholly up my wheelhouse. Chimak, what are you doing this weekend?
Oh, I just want to sit and sleep.
Oh, no, you can't do that. Like, okay, I have this whole weekend plan. Come on, like you're my best friend. You really have to come with me. So in the morning, 5 o'clock on Saturday, let's go to this beautiful hike. You will not regret it. There's a beautiful sunrise and everything. And then after that, at 2 p.m., we're gonna have lunch. We'll have lunch. And at 2 p.m., then we're gonna go to this yoga thing. And then after that, then you can maybe take a nap. 20 minutes nap. And then in the evening, we're gonna go to this like intense like social hour, dance hour. You're gonna have so much fun. Chimak, please, you always say no, please. This is just
Oh no, don't drag me out of bed so early. 5 o'clock. I just want to lay in bed, hug my stuffed animal elephant, and then sleep a little bit more. Maybe I'll think about it after, but call me like after 1 p.m.
Chimak, I have wine voucher. I know you like wine. It's just for you. If you go to one of the 3 exercises with me, I will buy you some drinks. How about that?
Wine? I don't think that price is high enough.
All right. Okay. You're a tough friend to please. Great. Okay, we're done. Helen and Damo, next one for you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, you're muted.
You want me to go try a different one, the non-boring one?
Sure, try the non-boring one.
Yeah, sure. I can be that intense character.
So
Yeah.
it's another weekend's come up, and I'm just wondering what you might be doing. There's nothing happening at our house, which is just the way I like it.
Oh, you know what? Like, I have a very good plan. So we got this, new class registered for kickboxing. Why don't we join together and we can just kickstart this and see how it goes.
Well, can you do kickboxing when you're lying down on the couch? Because that's about all I'm good for. I do yoga just at the end so I can sleep for 10 minutes. So I don't know. Kickboxing sounds like a lot of work.
Oh, okay. So why don't we try this? There's a different yoga in my near my place, and they've just opened last week, and the reviews are super high. It has a 5 stars. So why don't we try that? So it goes like a routine.
So is it like late in the afternoon? Because it takes me a while to get going in the morning. What time is the yoga?
Right now they're running 18 hours per day. So I think that timing should be working for you. Let's go check it out. I can even give you a call this evening and confirm. So just throw me some timing, so I'll check for you.
And can you drive? Because I'm kind of too tired to even drive over there. And you can come pick me up then, and then bring me home, because I'll be so tired after the yoga.
Sure.
Renee is laughing too much.
Helen, you're so good. You're the great lazy couch potato.
That's funny.
Nice. Yeah.
You're very persistent, Damo. You're determined to get me off the couch.
Yes.
I'm trying my best.
But it is funny
Sure,
how
that was
just
fun.
slowing your voice down and really making the words really long, you're just like, I'm so tired, that boring people, kind of
Absolutely. That's
way they talk. It's
you did a
funny.
great job, Helen. Great job. Great job. Yeah.
Great.
Oh, fun.
Speaking of which, I do really look forward to this wine voucher
I
thing.
was looking at that $100 wine voucher. What's that about?
So earlier, before everyone got on, I was telling them that I recently started using the Green Chef, which is like all organic food delivered to you. You can't like make food. And then in there's like these like wine vouchers. Of course, they just want more money. But
Right.
come on, it's $100 worth of wine. That's pretty cool. Have to claim it within like 30 days. And oh, it's nakedwine.com. I
Could be
wonder if
good.
it's like organic wine, because everything else that they offer is actually organic. Does organic wine even exist?
Probably.
Yeah. So, oh, minimum $160 purchase of 6, 9, 12, or 15 750 milliliter bottles required. Okay, they gonna take
That's a lot of wine.
$600 from me.
I was about to tell, comment on that. So yeah, definitely there would be
We'll make a lot of money.
some terms.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's
They
right.
try to trick me. They have this like little tiny fine prints down here with the big $100 wine voucher. These marketing people, terrible.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I'll see you guys back in the main room.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
And it takes like 2 weeks and yeah, too much. We just flew in a plane and landed on the flank. All right, welcome back, everybody. It looks like
We have a few more people left.
Okay, sure.
Renee, Evelyn is coming back on June 16th for Gestures workshop.
Ooh, I look forward to that. That'll be exciting. Yeah. Gesture when done well, it's very, very effective.
Good.
Yes.
There's everybody. Okay.
Here
Oh,
they come.
all right, welcome back, everybody. Hopefully you had fun and played with that particular exercise. I am very curious to hear from you. Did anybody try the old versus young, and what happened during that? Nobody?
Oh, I tried. We tried it.
Okay.
I did the young, and BJ did the older, and it was exciting. Well, she did a great job, right? You know, just being very serious and just, oh, this is what I have to do and all that. And she slowed down to emphasize her point, you know, quite grave. On the flip side, I think I did a good job, you know, just being a bit more flippant, you know, faster pace. You know, I have to do this, you know, I have to, you know, go to the mall this weekend and then, you know, run this errand and, you know, I have to get everything done. So just faster pace. And I think there was a stark contrast there. And the message was clear.
Good.
If you want to add on to that.
Did you try, and you didn't have to, did you raise your voice, your pitch at all? More like a young person?
Well, I think I did, but BJ, weigh in. I think I was a little bit more, like I said, flippant. It was more like,
Okay.
you know, I have to go to the mall, you know, so.
Yeah.
So you played
Yeah.
with the pacing, yeah. And actually that pacing is incredibly powerful to differentiate different characters, as you did youthful versus older. Yeah, that's good. And also I liked what you said at the beginning for the person who did the old, slower, deeper voice, that it indicated a sense of seriousness. And we tend to think of older people as they have knowledge, and you said for yourself, playing the young person, you were flippant. I like that word. Very good. All right.
Yeah, I was talking about doing my taxes and not being able to find everything. So I was just really slowing down.
And we could all understand that. Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's a true story.
Very good. How about bored versus excited? Anybody try that combination? And did you want to tell us about it? Renee, I saw you.
Oh, yeah, Helen and I tried that. And she was the bored one and I was the excited one. She was telling me about how she's gonna plant things in the garden over the weekend and how it's just gonna be so tiring, and she's gonna come back, and she slowed down and she was really weary and tired, and every single thing she said, I was just very excited. I was like, oh, there must be so much color in the garden. Oh, you're gonna come back in the room. There must be like really cold water waiting for you. Oh, I should also get like a garden. So I was very excited with a lot of emotions. It was a huge contrast to see how bored and excited we were. And but I have to say, Helen was a great lazy couch potato because we had time to do it another round when she was actually doing with Damo. I'll let you chime in, Helen, because I just thought she did it beautifully and I was cracking up in the background as an audience. Helen, do you want to say a few things there?
Yes, he kept trying to encourage me to go kickboxing and do this and do the other. And I kept saying, oh, I don't know. I'm just so tired. Can you come pick me up? Because I don't want to drive. It's too far. I only do yoga because then I can rest for 10 minutes afterward. So any suggestion he had, I just kind of put it way down, slowed it way down.
Very good. And one point both Helen and Renee brought up, which is in that contrast between whatever, the slower pace and the faster, that creates humor. And it just know for your own self, you can, if you're telling a story and you want to add humor, just playing with the pace can get people laughing. It doesn't have to be that you told a joke necessarily. So keep that in mind. All right, anybody want, let's see, we had one other, which was the giant versus somebody very small. Did anybody try that one? Yeah, Jamal?
Yeah, I did that. So I was the giant and Karen was small. It was funny, like, I put on this giant voice and Karen was doing the small voice. Ultimately, we didn't like each other in the beginning, but ultimately we became friends. We're like, we said, we'll help each other out, and the small is going to help me, when I'm in danger, because people will see the giant, but not the small one. So we became friends at the end. But what I really like was the intense athlete with lazy couch potato, which I had with Mega. And we all burst into laughter when I was the couch potato and she was the athlete, and she was kept saying, and all I wanted to do was just eat and watch TV. Finally, she's convinced me, but then I said, I don't have the shoe. I don't have shoe, So, and that just burst everybody into laughter.
Very good, very good. And going back to the giant and the small person, I just want to point out what Jamal said. I caught it. She just said that she used a deep voice and got really into it. So when you're telling a fairy tale, perhaps, or talking about, it's pretty much be a fairy tale, something fantastic, perhaps a tall tale, that seems to give a speaker more permission to be silly and do a voice. Whereas when we are maybe talking about a dad talking to a kid, then we feel a little more uncomfortable. So that's when the pacing becomes really important. Very good. Well, I'm so glad you all enjoyed doing that exercise and that you jumped right in there and truly became the characters. At this point, I want to answer any questions you may have. And there was one in the chat window that asked, is vocal fry like the filler word or sound? No, vocal fry is what you do just with your vocal cords. So it's not or ah, it's just turning a word into fry. So you usually at the end of a sentence, it just creaks out of you. So you wouldn't want to say, I feel very confident, because people will not believe you. Any other questions?
Sure, got that.
Another question from Faith. Yeah, go ahead, Doma.
Faith?
Yeah.
Yes. So I was wondering, with the second exercise, is it also a good thing to think about an audience and how you want to come across to that audience, and then take the voice type that will give you that persona.
Yes. So yeah, if you're trying to be serious, then yeah, whatever we're speaking, whatever speech we're giving or telling a story, you are doing it to an audience. So you are trying to convince the audience of something. So playing with your voice, your pace, your pitch, your pausing, all of those things are to grab and hold the audience's attention. Hopefully that helps.
I have a question.
Yes.
I'm mentoring two people. One naturally has a very high pitched voice. Just normally when she speaks, she's like that. And then the other one, English is her second language, and she just speaks slowly. And sometimes I think too slow for it, you just end up losing people because you're probably doing the translation in real time, right? What's your recommendation for people that start with that?
Yeah, if someone is speaking too high, well, it depends. If they're a little kid, they may have, it's kind of difficult to not speak in too high a voice. I would encourage them to slow down and talk louder. The louder you talk, your voice gets a little deeper. The person who's speaking too slow, that's a tough one because, as you said, they are probably translating in their mind. So I don't know the situation. If it's a table topic, just encourage them, keep practicing. This is what the opportunity to do. But if they're giving a speech, they need to practice more so that it's just flowing out of them. They don't even have to think about it.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I have a big problem with actually UPSPEAK. How would you, do you have any advice how I can correct for this?
And I heard a little vocal fry at the end of that. So it really comes down to practice. I'm not a vocal technician here. I would, again, just practice saying whatever you want, whatever your points are that you're trying to make. If it's a speech, again, that gives you time to practice it and practice saying everything as a statement instead of practice doing everything as a statement. I think a lot of it comes from feeling nervous. And so if you memorize your speech, then it's a part of you, and believe in yourself. What you're trying to tell your audience is good. You deserve the right to be heard. It's a lot harder if you are just speaking off the top of your head, because then I know for my own self, I feel nervous, and then that's when all the the voice goes crazy.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Evelyn, could you, I'm still not clear on what UPSPEAK rather.
Right, UPSPEAK is when I speak. Let's say I wanted to make a statement. Let's say I wanted to make a statement. That's the normal way to speak it. UPSPEAK would be, let's say I wanted to make a statement.
Okay, gotcha. It's like you're always ending in a question.
Exactly.
Got you. Thank you.
Exactly.
Everyone has a question?
Yes. There was
Yeah.
someone else.
Okay. The question I have is, I've given a couple of speeches, and then, one evaluation report I got is like, speak naturally, like how you would speak to your mom. Like, I was wondering, when you speak, you want to speak with high energy, but at the same time, I was just wondering, how would you speak naturally?
When I hear someone being told speak naturally, what often happens is they've memorized a speech. And so it sounds, have you ever been to Disneyland? Those poor people on the rides who have to talk like on the jungle safari. They've said the same thing 2,000 times a day, and they start stressing everything this way. And that does not sound natural at all. So it's almost like you have to remind yourself, I need to talk as if I'm expressing this for the first time. It's tough. It's probably what actors do. You've memorized your lines. Now you have to pretend you're really experiencing it. You really want to talk to people. Perhaps playing with your pacing would be one way to stop a weird rhythm going through your speech. Give yourself a chance to pause and recollect so that you break that little rhythm up and down, la 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 la. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay. Question I have, are there common cues or tricks to prompt you to apply any one of these techniques, especially when it's not a prepared speech?
Definitely the pause. Now you have to think ahead, obviously, a little bit, but let's say you were going to share a joke, or let's say the table topics master has just asked you, what do you find is important in your life? So you could repeat, what I find important in my life is, and then say your answer. So that pause gets everybody, yeah, what is she gonna say? Pitch is hard. That one you kind of have to practice, or if you're talking about your kid, let's say, or your parent, be in the moment. You act like them. That requires a bit of acting to capture the pitch. And the pacing. If you, again, you would have to think ahead. If you know that something important is going to be said, perhaps it's the conclusion of your speech, slow it down. Especially if you know that in general you tend to be high energy and talking fast. If you're getting to that conclusion, just know, oh, Evelyn said, slow it down.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Sarah?
Yeah, I liked what you said about when you're imitating other people, just changing the pace if you don't feel comfortable doing like a different voice. What would you say about doing a man versus a woman's voice? Because I feel like to imitate a man is really difficult as a woman, and maybe vice versa.
Yeah, just stereotypically, men will talk slower and more seriously, whereas women tend to be faster and more animated. So there, I used my own voice in both cases, but I slowed it down for the man. And the woman was more excited, and I have something to share. So I hate to admit to this because it's very stereotypical, but women, we tend to attribute with more childish energy, yay kind of things, and men more serious. It's I don't have the word. People recognize it. So if you slow down your pace, then we'll get, that's the guy, and speed it up.
It's stereotypical.
Stereotypical, absolutely stereotypical. Women can be all kinds of different kinds of pacing and pitch. But if you are looking to differentiate and it's a story you're telling, I would just rely on slower for the guy, a little faster for the woman.
There is one more question from BJ. That's why we don't have a heart attacks.
That's why we don't have heart attacks.
Yeah.
Because we're more animated. We exercise.
Yep.
All right. Well, if there are no more questions, just to let you know, there is a handout. If you cannot get to the link in the chat, I believe Abhijit can email the handout to you. And just to let you know, there are two links in the handout that I think you'll find interesting. One is to the ISC winner in 2019, and I'm completely blanking on his name, excellent speaker, and he uses pauses and pacing perfectly. It's a great, great example. I highly recommend listening to him. And then the second link I included in the handout is by Faith Sally, and she just has this hilarious piece on vocal fry. Thank you all.
Thank
Could,
you so much,
Abhijit, could
Evelyn.
you put that back in the chat?
Yes, I will put back in the chat.
I think it got killed by the breakout.
Yes. By the way, Evelyn was talking about Aaron Beverly, who is a 2019 world champion of public speaking.
Yes. Yeah, he's
Evelyn.
awesome. Just
Yeah.
awesome.
Evelyn, thank you so much. We really appreciate you coming here and delivering this workshop.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And for you guys, Evelyn is coming back on June 16th for giving a workshop on gestures. These two things are very important. So thank you so much, Evelyn. Thank you.
Thank you.
I will now return the control to
Thank you.
Madam President. It's all you, Remy.
Thank you, thank you. I just pasted a link. I know we're already 10 minutes over, so feel free to just go to the webpage and click on anything that you may find interested in. And this Friday, I will actually be giving a quick workshop from 12 to 1 noon, Why Toastmasters? And the workshop is designed for beginners. If you're questioning, thinking, should I really join Toastmasters? Should I commit my life to this? Should I commit a few hours, a few months to this? Please come and learn a little bit more about how Toastmaster has transformed my life. I've been in Toastmaster for 6 years, and I came from a non-native speaker to be able to stand on stage to do presentations. I am indebted to this community. So I want to give back to those who came from, potentially it's currently in the same shoes as I was many years ago. All right, that's it. And thank you all for being here, and feel free to reach out to any of us. Some of the officers will stay behind to answer any of your additional questions. Thank you, Evelyn, for being
Bye,
here.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, Ozza. How was your experience, Ozza?